Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. So Stormi fired Clearman Kyle on his day off. I'm like, what in the world? Now I have to give a huge shout out to both Empress Radio and Here for the Hot Tea, because I heard this and seen the passage, this, I believe, what is this, 11-page passage that Clearman Kyle wrote explaining in detail from beginning to end of his roles, everything, dealing with Canvas Beauty from beginning to end. I seen it over on Empress Radio channel, but she stated that she got the information from Here for Hot Tea. So I'm going to give a great shout out to both those great content creators. But yes, I went to Clearman Kyle's Instagram, and this man has an 11-page excerpt in detail, great detail, of what his day-to-day operations were, what his role was. And he said, as the months of 2024 progressed, the stakes became higher and higher, and the workload, of course, too. Having held on to much of the work I accumulated when funds were tight, I was doing the work of customer service, graphic and label design, marketing, inventory and supply chain management, human resources, payroll, finances, product development, business development, and vendor relations, including with our favorite partner, TikTok. But through all the hard work, we ended March with nearly 5 million in sales, quite literally about 25 times from a year prior. Stormi lost her mind firing this man. And she fired him on his day off. He requested a leave of absence. This man worked tirelessly for 18 months with all of these roles, not a day off, fulfilling everything. And to show you that Stormi don't have any business acumen, before she fired this man, she didn't take the time to learn his roles. Only thing she did was ask for his vendors, his contacts, and took him out of the equation, contacted TikTok along with all of their other vendors to tell them that she now needs to be included in the conversation. Locked this man out of his email to the company, and he says Stormi had started to inform our vendors, namely TikTok, that she would need to be included in conversations going forward. And that tells me that Kyle was doing everything, because why wasn't Stormi already involved in the conversations for TikTok? Why Stormi was not already taking on some of the responsibility? So basically, in my opinion, even though it was Stormi's business, it seems to me Stormi wasn't nothing but the face of the business. Because Kyle did all of the heavy lifting. He states, on Saturday morning, I woke up having been locked out of my email, and thus nearly everything I've worked on for the past year and a half, including my personal financial expense spreadsheet. That makes no sense. Stormi is going to regret this one, because if this man is telling the truth, everything that he's saying is easily verifiable. All he has to do is reach out to the vendors, TikTok, and everybody else and say, who was your point of contact? And when they start saying Clear Man Kyle, and they've never even spoken with Stormi outside of simple hello and simple matters, this man was giving Stormi business advice, helped her grow her business. And instead of her being thankful, Stormi fires the man on his day off. But I said it in a couple of my videos that it was Clear Man Kyle that got Stormi the business arrangement over at TikTok. But according to him, he's done all the heavy lifting for Canvas. And she turned around and fired him. And in my opinion, this is exactly why I believe that Stormi has gone through so many allegedly lawsuits. Because probably, in my opinion, what Stormi does is she hire people to do certain tasks for Canvas, and when she realized that she's gotten enough of their services, and to avoid having to continue to pay their fee, because good work and wealth of knowledge is not coming free. So I'm quite sure that Clear Man Kyle didn't come cheap. But she wanted to cut out the middleman, being greedy, instead of just being thankful and saying and honoring the agreement that they had amongst each other. What Stormi did, in my opinion, is unforgivable. And I think she's used that business practice over and over to get Canvas in the shape that it is at now. I don't believe that Stormi started out with the right business acumen, and that's why she was obtaining all of the loans, and she got hit with so many lawsuits and so many liens, because once she was satisfied and she thought that she could cut the vendors or cut people off or try to cut costs, cut out the middleman, she ended the contracts on her terms, not on the terms of what they agreed upon. And in doing so, these people had just cause to sue her or put a lien on, take out a lien against her, because Stormi doesn't stick to the agreement. Stormi is using people. This Clear Man Kyle said that Stormi, that he had to put in money, invest money into Canvas Beauty. He says, even though I quickly helped the business as a whole turn profitable within just a few months, the lifestyle creep of the CEO would deplete the accounts. And just about every month that followed was gut punch after gut punch. New lawsuits from the past would pop up. Debtors would circle back. And it even got to a point where our website was shut down from unpaid bills. So, in other words, Stormi haven't learned her lesson, because she's still using the same business practice. And that's why this man had to take on all of these roles, including the financial responsibility of the day-to-day operations, to make sure that they was to stay afloat. And what did Stormi do in return? Stormi shopped. Stormi did everything. Instead of saying, okay, wait a minute, just because we made 5 million does not mean we have 5 million to spend. She didn't turn around and just say, okay, let me pay myself a salary, a percentage of my business. What Stormi did was she looked at it as she had $5 million at her disposal, and she started living the lifestyle of the rich and famous. And she didn't give a doggone because she felt as though that she could just make some more money. She thought she had an overflow or unlimited source of money. She thought that TikTok was her cash cow. And it seems to me, because what did Clearman Kyle says? He says, where I was trying to find in his he says Stormi had talked to him about wanting to get a business valuation, a 409A. He agreed, of course, wanting to know how much value we've created in the last year. He reminded Stormi about the importance of keeping books clean and was immediately met with rage. Like a switch flipped. Rage that I hadn't been reminding her to do certain things she said she would. Probably stop spending. Probably pay the bills. He says, rage I hadn't hired a CFO. Rage that I was pushing back on some personal hiring decisions Stormi was suggesting. And he said when Stormi went into a rage because he was reminding her of things that she needed to do, he said she immediately asked for a full list of everything that he does. And in the same breath accused him of intentionally doing so much to try to make himself irreplaceable in an effort to hurt the business. How is he hurting her business if he is doing so much? He only can do what he's allowed. And this is why I say Stormi really don't have any business sense. Because first of all, this man been working at your company for 18 months and you have to ask him for a full list of everything he does. You should know. He worked for you. But still, this should have been a partnership because he says, holding out hope and seeing the vision for success so clearly in my head, I forwent my monthly retainer and lent Stormi in the business somewhere between $30,000 to $40,000. He refused to give up after the business was sinking because Stormi was spending so much till her spending was overshadowing what they were bringing in. And Stormi didn't appreciate him at all. He stated that Stormi kept trying to insinuate that he was about to leave, and that's why she needed his contacts, all of the vendor information, things that she should have already had access to. But Stormi was so busy with showing off and not learning anything about the business. She was so busy trying to stunt and trying to say, oh, when you make as much money as I make, holler at me. Trying to make it seem like other people don't have enough to come for her when she don't even know what she exactly have. Kyle wrote, he stated, after Stormi was confronting him, talking about he was going to quit or he was going to resign, he said, I denied several times, saying over and over, I wasn't quitting and I was not resigning. But Stormi replied with many hurtful things, including that out of all the people she has ever worked with, including those that stole from her, that he was the worst of all of them. And told him that they were done. And told him to talk to her lawyer, and hung up on him. Just like she did that young lady, the content creator, that she turned around and had to send the Gucci purse and all of those Canvas beauty items to, because she jumped the gun, didn't think, and went off on the lady and blocked the lady. She told this man, we're done. He was the worst person ever. But if you go to his last page of his 11-page detailed information, Stormi was thanking him. She said, I have to give a major shout out to the greatest COO in the world. I'll never be able to thank you enough for believing in the company when we're at our lowest, and always seeing the vision and mentoring me into the best CEO I can be. It's amazing what we've done in a year. So how in the world did he go from being this loyal, great person, great mentor that brought your business out the mud, as she liked to say, to being done, and she no longer want to talk to him? He needs to talk to her lawyer. Stormi needs to, you know what? And anybody, I know that Kyle was, had her back and stuff like that, and he was in people comments whistling for her. I know that he was on, what was that show, Styles? I forgot which content creator page he left that long hefty message for, trying to come for the content creators, trying to windmill for Stormi and Canvas. You know what? All of that, I believe, because him investing $30,000 to $40,000 in her business, I believe that he really thought that they were partners for real. Nobody is going to take their hard-earned money. You got money coming into your business, but yet you still can't. You can't turn your business around because of your lack of discipline, and continuing to show off, continuing to spend, to the point that your employee have to give you money to keep your business going. And now he's the worst person. He didn't steal nothing. He didn't take nothing. He didn't give out no secrets. He didn't do anything to damage her business. But she said he was the worst person out. Even he was worse than the people that stole from her. He was worse than the people that did her dirty. And all I see is him making her successful. She wouldn't be over there partying, doing million dollar deals or $1 million sales with TikTok had Clemmer and Kyle came around. Like I say, I believe Stormi, she pays people to get her started, to get her off the ground, to get her where she want to go. And once she see that it's going in the right way, so going in the direction, she cuts them off. She cuts out the middleman so she can avoid having to pay him. So she can avoid having to pay that service. It's because she's too greedy. And instead of looking at the bigger picture, where this company is doing so well, I can actually see my company sustaining for the next 10, 20 years. Clearman Kyle did us a solid. No, Stormy, all she seen was dollar signs. That's the, if I've not learned nothing from Melody, I've learned that if you doing what you're supposed to do, your business is going to do well. If you're doing what you like to do and you're doing it well, the money is going to come. And I believe that's why Stormi have so many issues, as she call them, growing pains. But after her dismissing Clearman Kyle, Stormi could never complain again about growing pains, because she had somebody by her side to get her over that hump of growing pains. He got her past that. And Stormi let this man go. So I believe that everything that Stormi, that's about to come to Stormi, is of her own doing. She cannot cry. I don't want to hear Betty. I don't want to hear nobody getting in my comments saying you're taking up for the clear man. Yes, I am. Because right is right and wrong is wrong, and Stormi is all types of wrong. She doing Clearman Kyle the same way she has dealt with business since the beginning of time. The same way she sought out Mel, got what she needed, and then cut her out. Like, I don't need her no more. I don't want people, I don't want to be associated with Mel. I don't want people to think that Mel helped me. I want to be able to say that I did it on my own, when in fact she needed Mel to get on Love and Marriage Huntsville, just like she needed Clearman Kyle to get up in them spaces, get her at seats at them tables that she didn't know how to talk to, because only thing Stormi knows is that's what's up. Clearman Kyle, I said it was a reason that Stormi was acting different this season, and she was shutting up for the most part, and she was dressing a lot better. And she started dressing a lot better, dressing like a lady, like she was a lady in business at the end of last season. And now we see that's all thanks to Clearman Kyle. But we already knew. I've stated that somebody is helping Stormi behind the scenes. Because remember, Stormi didn't want to be a lady, because she said she had been a lady since she came out of her mama. But we know she still didn't want it. Because of Clearman Kyle turning her business around, turning her focus around, Stormi used this man. And I hope he get every penny that he's seeking in his lawsuit. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.